Welcome to another finance and accounting training video. In this video, we'll cover how to get started on Striven and specifically on the grant writing project. We'll cover a lot in this video, so I might be putting up timestamps up on the screen so that you can skip ahead to a section you'd like to watch. This is Striven's homepage. Striven is an ERP software. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. It is a management solution that allows all of resilience to be working on the same software. It can be used for managing sales, human resources, accounting, projects, and more. To log into Striven, you will first need to be added to the Resilience's employee list, for which you will need to reach out to your division head. Once you are added, you will receive a welcome email, which should look something like this. You can click over here and activate your account, set up your password. Once you do that, you will be able to log in from here. Once you log in, your screen should look something like this. At the top, you have your taskbar. We'll get to each of these functions in a while. And then below that, you have your tabs. And you might not be able to see the shortcut bar. I'll let you know how you can add it for yourself. You should be able to see your dashboard on your screen. It might look something different from mine. The way you can customize it for yourself is by going in Manage Widgets over here. In here, you can see the list of all the widgets on the left. You can drag and drop any of these in one of your 3 rows, and you can shuffle these around based on which widgets you'd like to see on top and where you'd like to see them and which one you'd like to use. Chances are that you have been given access to all of Striven since each division has not been compartmentalized yet. So you should be able to access the workings of all departments, but your main focus would be on the project section. So within project section, we have all the teams within the finance and accounting department. Currently, those are grant writing and market share projections. And if you're working on accounting, you can find the accounting tab over here as well. So before we get into that, we'll first look at the employee list. You can go to the employees tab and click on lists. Over here, if you simply click on search, you should be able to find the list of all the employees working for Resilience. If you want to find yourself, you can just type your name and click search. Once you find your entry over here, you can click on your name and enter. This is your employee info. Your email address and your phone number would already be filled out. If the employment info has not been filled out, you can fill out this. So your manager would be your division head. Your job title would depend on which team you're starting on, and your division would be finance and accounting. The other info that you can fill out is the staff specific info. You might have previously filled this out in the staff directory. So this includes the team, the expected completion date, link to your action plan, and so on. Another important thing to do while you are on your info page is to go to notes. This is where you will be pasting your entire action plan. So you can pull it up in your Google Drive. You can copy the entire document. And you can come over here in notes and paste it. Once you do that, everything including the activity log would be pasted. You might be aware that you are supposed to update your activity log regularly. So once you do this, you don't have to go back to your drive anymore. You can continue updating your activity log from within notes section of your employee info. There are also some other details and other tabs that you might want to check out. And I would also recommend that you star this page. So once you star it, it will be added to your favorites. Once that happens, a shortcut will be created over here, so you can access it directly from your taskbar every time you want to come to this page. After this, we can look at the companies tab. You can check out the company goals over here. There's also a hub. So hub basically in Striven is the equivalent of a drive. So here you will find all the documents and links that you would need to do your work. A company hub is something that everybody has access to. So this will have general documents that you can see on your screen. You can also access surveys from here. So surveys, forms, quizzes, and assessments. If you would like to see the results, or if you'd like to fill one of those out, once those are sent out, you could access them from here. We can now look at some other tabs. So there are the employee tabs, the customers tab, the vendors tab. These would be used by other departments like HR, outreach, and research and development. You can look at the accounting tab over here. If you come over here in the dashboard, you can see the profit and loss widget. If you are an accounting major or would like to work on accounting, you can let your department director know. They can set you up on accounting. Accounting on Striven can be used for recording transactions and creating financial statements. And if you come over here to reports, you can also create financial reports over here. And you can also create other types of reports like your usage report or your sales report. Basically anything that is recorded on Striven, there is a report that can be made for it. Before we move on to the projects, let's also look at the taskbar at the top. So if you click on the resilience logo over here, you would be directed to your dashboard. The search bar is also a very useful tool in Striven. You can search for anything. That this could include posts, buzz posts, or discussion threads, or projects and tasks. Anything within Striven can be pulled up using the search tab. Over here, if you click on your profile picture, you can set up your calendar on Striven if you like. If you do decide to set up your calendar over here, it will be synced with your projects and tasks. There are also some other features that you might want to look at. This is the Striven action button. This can be used for technical support from Striven. So you can raise a ticket or use the chat feature. This is again a shortcut to your personal dashboard. This is the create button. You can use this to create anything, including tasks, projects, buzz posts, etc. This is the discussion thread. So if you come over here, you can start a discussion by clicking on this and selecting the participants in your discussion and typing out your message and posting it. You can also continue your previous discussions. If you'd like to add someone to an existing discussion thread, you can simply tag them by typing at and their name. This is the shortcut to the buzz section in Striven. So a buzz post is basically a post that is sent out to all the employees. So everybody would be getting notifications in their emails. If you create one, you can create one by clicking over here. And then you come to your favorite section. So this is, as I said, for creating shortcuts if you'd like. And this is just to minimize your tabs. There's a lot more that you can do on Striven, so you can look around to discover the other features. For now, we can move on to the project section. So you can come over here to the list of projects within Resilience. If you click a simple search, you will get the list of all the projects within Resilience. If you want to find a specific project, you can type the name and click on search. So within finance and accounting, there are two projects that are currently active. One is the market share projections and the other is grant writing. In this video, I'll explain how projects work on Striven um, by displaying the grant writing project, but all the features would also be applicable to the market share projections project. Once you click on the project, you will be able to see this screen. I would again recommend you to star this so that a shortcut is created for you and you can easily access it next time. So what you are seeing right now is a milestone view of the project. Each of these are milestones that have been assigned to individuals. And within each milestone, you have multiple tasks. So you will have to complete each of these tasks to reach the milestone. And you can add another layer by going and clicking on the hamburger menu and clicking on checklist. So if you need to complete 3 subtasks within the task to complete it, you can simply add those over here and close it. So you have your milestone, your tasks, and your checklist within your task. This is the marking it as done button. So you won't be able to do that until you do all of your tasks within the checklist. If you mark those as done, you will be able to complete your task. And once all the tasks are complete, your milestone will also be marked as done. You can also do that by clicking on the hamburger menu over here and marking it as done, or if the milestone has been cancelled, you can mark it as cancelled. In grant writing, there are templates that are added. You will have to add your name once you find a grant maker. So to add the name of the grant maker, you can click on edit over here. You can insert the name of the grant maker and you can change the person responsible or the start and the end date. As you can see, the milestone is past its deadline. So if you would like to adjust the deadline, you can click on the calendar and select a new date. But doing this will not change the deadline for each of the tasks within the milestone. So if you'd like to shift the deadlines corresponding to the tasks as well, you can come over here and click on adjust task dates. So you can click on select the open tasks that you would like to slide along with the task dates, and you can adjust the deadline and save it. Like that, all the tasks will also have their deadlines shifted. By default, the tasks within a milestone have the same deadlines as the milestone itself. You can change it by clicking on the task and changing the due date of each task like this. You can also change it in the Gantt chart view that we will get to in a moment. Other things that you can do with a task is add attachments or links if you have any, and you can add more assignees to it. So if the task needs the help of more than one person, you can add multiple people to it. If you'd like to reassign the task to someone else, you can do that as well. If you'd like to add a description to the task, you could do that. And if you'd like to start a discussion specific to this task, you can come over here, tag anybody you'd like to, and then type your message out. You can also similarly start a discussion on this by clicking on this button over here. In grant writing, each grant that you will be working on will be a separate milestone. And you can create milestones by clicking on this button over here. You can add the name, the end date, the person responsible, and any other note on it. For grants, since the tasks within each milestone are the same, also what you could do is come over here to the grant milestone template. You could make a copy of this. You can change the name to the latest grant number, and you can add yourself as the person responsible and set an end date. Typically, an indicative deadline for finishing a grant application would be 2 weeks. So if you're starting today, 2 weeks from now, you are expected to complete the application. If you're not able to do it by then you can let your grant editor or your director know, and you can adjust the dates for a future one. You can also view the milestones and tasks from a project board. So over here, you can select which milestone you would look at. So say we are looking at grant number 130. All the tasks start out in the to-do list. So if you are working on the research document, you can drag it in progress. And if you have completed it and are waiting for your grant editor to take a look at it, then you can drag it into the pending review section. And if that is done, you can slide it into the done section. You could do that for each of these tasks, which makes it very intuitive to work with. So if this is something you prefer, you could also use this view. There's another view called the Gantt chart view. So if you're aware, this is how a Gantt chart looks. As I was saying, each task is extended throughout the date of the milestone. So what you can do is say you need 2 days to finish the draft on based on the editor's suggestion. You can drag this back to over here, and then say you need the next 2 dates for submitting the application. You can drag it and create a chronological view of your tasks. You can do this for all your tasks and make a Gantt chart view of your milestone. While your supervisor may only be concerned about the deadlines for each milestone, you are recommended to add deadlines and due dates for each task so that you have regular goals to work with. Let's also look at some other features within projects in Striven. So this is the project info. It will have the details about the project, including the project objective. These are the assignments. Currently, I am assigned as the project manager. It will depend on what role you are assigned. This is where you add your milestones. These are where you can create labels and add labels. So you can add labels to each milestone and tasks. Currently, I have not been using it since the task doesn't have that complexity. There is also the calendar feature. So if you are using the calendar in Striven, it will be synced over here and you can view it from here as well. This is the hub in grant writing. As I was saying, hub is the drive equivalent within Striven. So all the documents that you would be able to find on the Google Drive have also been transferred over here. I have separated them under 4 different tabs. So you have the grant writing resources, the finance, taxes, and other documents, and the training resources under which you can find the grant writing guide. I will not be going through the grant writing process in this video, but if it is not clear to you, you can go through the grant writing guide or reach out to your department director. You can find the project budget templates in this folder, including the budget narrative and the project budget. You can find the grant templates, including the generic cover letter, the LOI for Selena VR project, the fact sheet, and the organizational profile. These will be updated regularly to add more templates over here. This is the opportunity list, which is a list of grant opportunities that you can take a look at if you find something suitable in your area. These are the list of states and counties that we are in. Then here are the tabs that you will know if you go through the grant writing guide, what each one of these is for. This is the research document, which takes you to the drive itself. You will have to make a copy of this for yourself, for your grant research. And once it's checked, it will be added to the checked folder. The proposal tracker will take you to a Google Sheet. The editing log, on the other hand, is not a link. So I have added it within Striven. If you need to edit it, you just click on edit over here and make your entry over here. Once you do that, all you have to do is save it. There are also the tax information, including the financial statements. That would be the balance sheet and the income statement, the tax forms for the previous years, the organizational budget, and the list of board of directors. The hub has all the resources that you would need to write a successful grant application. If you need something else, including additional documents, do let your department director know. After this, we have the surveys section. So this will take you to the surveys page that would be for within the project. And finally, we have the discussions tab. These will be the discussion threads for the project. You can create one of your own. You could introduce yourself to your fellow grant writers, or if you'd like to ask a question to your supervisor. And with that, we have covered everything that you would need to get started on Striven. Make sure to incorporate Striven into your workflow. And if you have more questions, reach out to your team leader or your project manager. Thank you.